morning. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage, on your side, your wisdom guided oracle, and we're having coffee. Turn up the love. Life is good. And life is good. Doesn't always feel that way. Doesn't always feel like things are going our way. And for many, uh, it's drudgery a lot of the time. If we place our focus on what we're actually thinking about and dwelling on, we can gain some insights as to why things might be a little bit drudgery at times. This specific reading, I need to turn the chat here, so has to do with um, the things you desire, the things you've been working for, and why maybe they're not coming the way you thought they are. One of the aspects that we don't think about, we certainly aren't aware of in that subconscious, is our worthiness. Many of us don't feel worthy to receive the things we desire for many reasons in life, whether it's this lifetime, past life energy we brought in, ancestral energy we brought in. We don't really think we deserve the things we desire. So let's take a look at what we can do to shift that perspective, to learn that we truly are deserving in just who we are. That was one of the big things I remember, the difference when I was involved in the church, and several different churches throughout my tenure, uh, was that we didn't have to work. Um, we didn't have to work out our salvation. Um, we we don't have to tear it apart and look at it and do more and more and more in order to be enough. So let's see what it is we can do to start shifting into the things we desire, because the truth is, what we desire desires us, and it will bring us more fully into the path that we came to live in this lifetime, the things we wanted to do. So the overarching theme, we have like bookends from the Love Who You Are deck, and it is love who you are. And, simply that means accept the fact that you are human, that you are going to be less than perfect at times, that you are going to make mistakes. And that does not change what you're worthy of. So what is it that you believe about yourself that it's time to change? How can we, because remember, we're just frequencies attracting other frequencies. And what is deep within our pattern thinking and beliefs and self-talk is really what we're producing in this lifetime, what we have in front of us as our life. If you let a childhood filled with condemnation, abuse, hatred being spewed at you and around you, it is conceivable that you believe you're not worthy of those things you desire. And the basic things: a partner that supports you, love in your life, a job that you enjoy, plenty, sufficiency, and friends that support you. I mean, there's so many different factors to why we are attracting what we're attracting and why we believe what we believe, that it is often easy to forget who we are. The Eight of Michael card says, you can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation, not seeing things clearly. A courageous choice to change. We, throughout life, we are offered change points. And sometimes we freeze, sometimes we back up and go, oh, no, 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 that's too scary, because for whatever reason, we always view change as bad. Really, it is because it is the unknown. But you are free to make the changes. And if you are open, willing, and ready to be guided into your path more fully and into the life of your desires, you will begin to be shown how it is you're standing in your own way, how you're stifling your creativity, how you are keeping yourself from the joy that can be yours, that is your right to have, should you choose that. It is an interesting thing when we start standing in our power and we move from victim to victorious. I laugh when I say that word just because of my name. There are times when I've gone, really, I'd really like not to have to be victorious, meaning I'm not in a battle all this time that I have to win. But the truth is, life is often a battle. It is not necessarily all sunshine and roses, and for no one is it. Good morning, Lisa. And so, how is it you can move closer to what you desire? That is truly what these retreats that I offer are about. Learning who you are and the power you have to make the shifts in life that you desire to see. We are powerful and we are energy and we are frequency. We have charge over that. The whole aspect of open, willing, and ready really is keeping connected to the higher perspective, your higher self, your angels, guides, companions, the universe, the great central sun, the great I am, God, Allah, Buddha, Krishna, whatever you believe. It isn't the what, it is the how you walk within it. It is how you utilize it in your life. You have the ability. Hello, Julia. You have the ability to shift things from what you dream of to being your present tense life. And it always is a choice. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation. The next Archangel card that came up is Archangel Uriel. And this is the angel I have channeled since I came into the world. And this is the Sun card, which is, this is really why I'm Pollyanna, why I can shift most every situation into something positive. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. If we are frequency, which is what we are, if we are energy, then it is us shifting that frequency. And that begins in our thoughts. We must be aware of what this mean girl has to say, the mean guy has to say to us, what we've been saying. And they're usually in the form of what we've been told throughout this life. Many times it's past lives or what we have come to the conclusion of because of what we were told. One of my deepest held beliefs for a very long time, and it will still crop up. Another layer of it is I'm not special enough. I don't have that thing that they have that gives them this ability that I desire. And that's a yucky feeling. It truly is. And so, as being a channel for the Archangel Pollyanna or Uriel, that whole positive aspect, I am always seeking to have fun, to feel better. I do not dwell easily in the place of self pity, victimhood, bullshit. I am always on the side of things can be better. I choose them to be better. I'm going to make them better because I'm going to seek out the Pollyanna aspect. Pollyanna is a superhero. I want you to know that right now because Pollyanna will shift the energy, finding what is truly good in this situation, choosing the framework of everything that happens to me is always for my highest and best good. What do I get to learn here and how can I move forward with this? Great morning to you too, Susan. And so holding on to shifting your narrative in your life about what is going on. I recently made a discovery that really unsettled me. And it angered me because I felt betrayed. But I shouldn't have been surprised. I mean, I really am not surprised. I just had a glimmer of hope that this person was going to step up and be more active within their life, and they're not. And so it hurts, and it unsettles. And so I had to step back and go, okay, what does this look like for me moving forward? Because here is the truth: I can't do them. I can only do me, and it is up to me to make the shifts. You making someone else responsible for your happiness is bullshit, because it's very big weight on their shoulder, a weight that they can't unload because they can't do it. You are the one who can choose happiness, who can choose being under the gun, being tied to something you don't want. You are the one that can make the choices. And often they're a little unsettling. Often they are offering us things that are different, that make life different, that are going to shift our life. And at times it's really a challenge to step into that. And so allowing your angels, your guides, companions to step in and help give you the insights, the awarenesses, the quote unquote signs. I always laugh because, I'm sassy. I have a sarcastic sense of humor. My angels, guides, companions also have a sarcastic sense of humor. My God has a sarcastic sense of humor, because for me, that's fun, seeing how things interrelate. And sometimes, it gets me in trouble, because I will somebody opens the door and I will put my foot in it, and sometimes in my mouth. But for the most part, it's a lot of fun to walk in that smart ass type of energy. And so I will sometimes, it's not very often, but I will sometimes ask for a sign. And what I get is a version of that sign. Not exactly that sign, but enough to let me know it's like, we're here. Don't be doing this. You know the answers. They are within you. We'll help you uncover them, but we're not giving them to you. And so you can ask for a sign, and likely a version of what you've asked for will come up. But when you continually walk in open, willing, ready, guide me, it is huge in allowing the universe, your angels, your guides, companions, the central sun, George the baker, whoever, to give you little bits of information that become ahas that may shift the trajectory of your path. So the next card coming up from the Archangel Tarot is Six of Ariel. It's a very lovely card, very earth-centered card. Your material needs are fulfilled in magical and unexpected ways, giving or receiving with a grateful heart. Many of us, especially light workers, way showers, have believed, have been told, we're encoded, as women in general, have been encoded with the unworthiness encodement of, well, you have these gifts and you should not be charging for them. Well, I got news for you. Being a good nurse is a gift. There's a lot of really stupid nurses out there. Sorry, that's the truth. And nurses who don't care. They went into it. I can't even fathom why they went into a field like that when they don't care. Thankfully, many of them work up the ladder into management, into teaching, or whatever. But being a good nurse is a gift. And, society says, well, it's okay to get paid for that. Well, I can tell you, being a good wisdom guided oracle, being a psychic that works on behalf of the world, being a way shower, a light worker, is a gift. And you deserve to be compensated for your time offering that gift, because that is truly what we are exchanging the value for, is time. Your time is as valuable as Bill Gates's time, as Elon Musk's time, as Donald Trump's time, as all those rich people that would, if you paid them hourly for what they make a year, would be a huge amount of money. You also are worthy of that kind of income and that kind of material blessing. Rarely do we have that belief system ingrained in us, and rarely do we believe in that worthiness, because we've been told in many ways throughout this lifetime, for sure, that we were not worthy. We're nothing special. We are not all that in a bag of chips, especially if you were raised within a religious society. We're told we're born sinners. We come into this world as a sinner, and only through making a conscious choice do we make it to heaven again. And that same belief system will say, but you can't work to get there. It's like, well, making that choice to believe in your tenants the way you believe is an act of work. It is something that I must do in order to be fulfilled according to your belief system. It is time that moral compass, I believe the Bible is a great moral book. Is it the infallible word of God? I no longer believe that. I mean, I haven't believed that for a very long time, since I was probably 21, because men wrote it and then it was translated and then it's been passed down. I do believe that Jesus was a great prophet and a great way shower, and that following the tenets that Jesus lived by is a very wise way to walk through our world, because Jesus loved everybody. You know, that what would Jesus do is a very good way to walk through the world. Zach, somebody, I can't think of his last name, he's a Christian singer, writes a song. You know, the theme is a little more like Jesus, a little less like me. And that open, willing, ready helps keep you in that vein. That does not mean that you won't make mistakes and that you won't do human things that are less than lovely and pretty. The next card is easy does it. Allow, 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 because the choosing to manhandle our way through our path and through what we have come to learn and help others learn in this world just slows us down a little bit, makes it just a little bit harder to get done what we wanted to get done here in the world. So be gentle with yourself, be kind and full of grace for you as well as for the others that may be part of the block, maybe showing you something you do not want to see about who you are. So, one of my favorite ways, besides open, willing, and ready, guide me, one of my favorite ways to talk to my angels, guides, and companions, especially when I go into work with someone, excuse me, or I read for someone, is give me the wisdom that I need to help them take their next best step, to help them understand what is happening with them, speak through me, because I am just a channel, and I am not all that in a bag of chips, except that I am, except that we all are. But that's said without the arrogance of thinking I'm more than anybody else. I am not. I am totally different than anybody else, as are you. The way I'm going to walk this life and bring through these channeled messages is different than how you will do it. Allowing each other those differences is a really cool way and a very easy, loving, grace-filled way to walk in this earth. Allow the differences of others to just be interesting for us, not threatening. When you are more filled with love, shedding pure love and joy in the world on a regular basis fills you more with that self-love. We need to judge others less because we are sufficient within who we are and our path in this world. So be that harbinger of love. Archangel Metatron says, believe in yourself, listen to your heart, and give and do what gives you joy. What is it that gives you joy? These readings are one of the things that gives me joy. Uh, Doing these readings at events is very fun for me. I am going to be doing more often on Hipsy, a site on the internet, readings as well as personal energy work, because it's available and a great way to do it. And so I invite you to consider how you can bring more joy, find more fun in your own life, because that is truly what then allows that positive frequency to travel out into the world. And that is absolutely how we, the way showers, light workers, channels, oracles, psychics, mediums, are going to shift the energy of this changing world into that higher frequency of a more utopian place that we would like to live. A friend of mine just returned from a place in South America where they embody and live this type of cooperative system rather than competitive system. Now, I'm a pretty competitive person, so it's been rough for me to envision what that kind of thing can look like in our world. Plus, I live with someone who is who's a problem solver. So what they focus on and look at continuously are problems, which energy spills to me. So I've lived with them for 43 years. So I will go often to what's the problem here? The problem that could happen because, we're human is this. And so this friend telling me about this society, economosia is my economy, and it's a cooperative. Some days you have plenty to bring, some days you have less than enough to bring. Those days you receive. It's the yin and the yang, the flow state. And that is the state we all want to get in. So the next card that came up is the Knight of Gabriel. It's time to take action, great passion for a cause, instinctively knowing just what to do. It is time to act on the thing or things are for you, but you have hesitated on. It is time to do that with ease, because the last card that came up is easy does it. We don't have to be that bull in a china shop. We can be that slow moving stream that keeps working our way to living our most fulfilling existence ourselves, helping others experience a higher vibration because we're creating and living in a higher vibration. The message always boils down to you do you. You work on you. You work on healing you. You don't need to be different than you are. There are things in you that need healing because that is part of what we came to do in this lifetime, as well as the healing of our ancestral lineage. We can heal that this lifetime, but we don't have to make ourselves into something we are not. Sometimes we are given awarenesses that are of what we're doing and how we're doing it that may be a little less than comfortable. Lisa and I had a conversation by text yesterday. Lisa here. I posted something and I told her, I said I should have expanded more on that. Said, is fear arrogance? Well, fear about how this world is going, what the future of our country is, and how we need to go out and change what's happening. That's arrogance. That is saying that this thing, this huge breakdown that's happening is not right and it needs to happen differently. That is a lack of trust in the fact that everything is changing and it needs to. Us holding that higher vibration is going to be directive for that change. And the more of us that do our own personal healing, expansion, waking up into the power that we have in who we are what is going to create less prickliness in this breakdown that must happen, this opening that must happen, this third stage of the birth process that is happening. It is the us's that can determine how severe it feels or how more gentle it feels. Each of you doing your own work, me doing my own work, constantly staying in contact with your higher power and asking for a more observer perspective, because that pulls us out of the fray and gives us like that bigger view. We get to see the forest because we're not just looking through the trees. So be willing, open, ready to be guided, and do your energy work. Do your daily energy routine to keep yourself more in alignment, to be given, stay open, willing, and ready to be given the clues as to what needs to shift within you, and then be willing to do what is necessary to make those shifts so that your vibration is sharing more of what you want and less of what you don't want. I think we are complete for today. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. And by the way, you asked for it. It is here. I am doing in September a 4-day retreat. This is an intensive and immersive in you opening up to who you really are, your power, your expansion, the gifts that you have. If you know it is your time to be in this world, everything that you came to be, I strongly encourage you to consider this 4-day retreat. It is close to where I live in Eagle, Idaho, on a beautiful 1-acre property in a luxurious home. And so consider there are only a few spaces available for this, so don't delay. I will be creating the link for that for you to explore it a little more. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm Victoria Savage, Nurse Savage on your side, your wisdom guided oracle. Until we meet again.